welcome to my first installment of SEANTalk. I am, of course, Sean. I'm currently a student at Empire State College,
and I'm getting my master's in learning and emerging technologies. So that's basically what I'd like to talk to you about today. Basically, my views on the educational system as it stands, how technology is affecting education, and where it should be going in the future.
First of all, technology, according to Moore's Law, is increasing double every 2 years. So it's at an exponential rate that we're constantly getting new information.
This includes integrated circuits and transistors. The data that we're getting from computers is increasing faster and faster every day.
So, how do we deal with all this information? How do we get useful content and avoid all of the stuff we don't need? What's really important is just being able to search and filter through everything to really get at the things that we need and to be able to use the internet as a useful tool and really get rid of all the junk.
For any useful tool, you really need a skilled craftsman. Anyone can own a hammer, but it takes a skilled person to build a house with it.
So that's what we need to really look at these technologies as a means to an end as far as teaching, learning skills, and what we can actually get from it. Currently, I'm a tutor. I work with kids K through 12, anything from beginning to read to SAT level, pre-calculus, all those sorts of skills. But what I'm really interested in with the technologies is how can I create an environment for tutoring that's a distance learning environment but still holds that face-to-face intimacy
without taking away the importance of being there for the student and helping them with whatever their needs are.
So what I've been trying to develop is like a workbench, a web page that I can come and collaborate with students. My plan would be to have webcams such as the one here right now, where we can communicate this way, also having a dialogue which we can type. I'd like to have sort of like Paintbrush, all the tools that we can create mind mapping and timelines and just brainstorming, being able to use those tools to create visuals
and view these visuals through media players. We could also use Movie Maker to edit videos, and this would make the educational system a much more interactive process.
But the thing is I'd really like to have this a collaborative effort. What I would like to find a way to do, I'm not sure how to do this yet, but I'd like to have my workbench so that not only do I have control of the cursor, that the student also has control of a cursor so that we can collaborate together at the same time rather than just watching me do it. Having them be able to participate, to color and shade in the projects that we're putting together, to use Adobe programs that we can highlight, and even if we had the ability to maybe right-click on a word and have it immediately linked to a dictionary or a thesaurus. Really, I'm looking to have as many different tools as possible in order to link to the many different multiple intelligences that are out there. No one person learns the same anymore, so really having the visuals, the audios, having the ability to shape something, to manipulate, to create, is something that is going to engage the student and really have it click and open the passageways of the brain that really let them remember what the content is that we're learning about.
I would also like to find a better link between education and games. I feel like when students are engaged in that kind of learning environment, they want to learn. And when it's fun, they're going to learn. Games like Second Life that we've been using, these virtual environments, are a lot like the MMOGs such as World of Warcraft, City of Heroes, that kids can really relate and jump into and find themselves in an environment that is fun as well as educational. So I think that is something that should be explored further. I also find a lot of inspiration from Salman Khan, the innovator of Khan Academy. He uses digital chalkboards to teach content. People can watch the videos and go through lessons, or use the game-like questions to test their knowledge and proficiency on a subject. These include multiple choice, graph manipulations, and other interactive ways to help the student engage with the content.
My workbench idea is going to come back to that, where we need to have an area that we can use like a blackboard, that we can insert text, that we can insert videos, that we can manipulate the content and really use it for our own learning, and still have that face-to-face interaction between the student. So the next evolutionary step would have to be collaboration amongst people. Collaboration is where we find the innovators, the on-the-edge ideas, and outside-the-box thinkers. Through open source technologies, we no longer have people who are privatizing information to make a profit. They are instead free licensed software such as Wikipedia, Mozilla, Moodle, and a number of open source textbooks such as Connections, where everyone can contribute ideas, and people who didn't have a voice can now have an opportunity to be heard. Like they say, two heads are better than one, and with the internet, thousands of heads are better than one. And I think that is really where we need to be going. But we need to do it in an ethical way as well. Unfortunately, with social networks booming right now, we can see a lot of good things with that. But at the same time, there's also a lot of negativity, fighting between people. People are not do not want to share their thoughts in fear of being criticized. But I think one of the important things when teaching technology is teaching an open-mindedness to others, because now we don't live in our own little cultural shell anymore. The cultures are crossing boundaries all over the place. So it's really keeping open to these new cultures, to these new ideas, and becoming really an accumulation of your experiences, and through the experiences of others, building on that and really creating something unique and great. And I truly believe that when you educate people, the more that are educated, the better the world's going to become. Technology is taking us on a path that will lead to enormous changes. Since the advent of increased internet access and smartphones, the world is visibly changing, and right now education should be getting us ready for that. We need to be preparing for what tomorrow will bring. With that said, I think we should get together with this digital workbench idea and really find a way that people can connect, whether peer-to-peer or mentor-to-peer, teacher-to-teacher, however you want to connect, make those connections happen, spread those ideas, keep the positivity out there, because that's how progression is going to be made. And thank you for joining me on my first SEANTalk. I hope you learned something and will join me in the pursuit of better education.